invite up Jordhy, CEO and the co-founder of Bitfari, and he's going to talk about the intersection between Bitcoin, advertisement, and DeFi. This is a game changer. He's already this platform has already positively affected people's lives, and let's without getting too much into it, how about Jordhy? How about you let's bring you up to stage, and can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You have an amazing background. Can you briefly summarize that before you get into Bitfari, and then we'll dive into what Bitfari does, and then we'll hear about what your vision, how Bitfari is helping further the vision of a sustainable Bitcoin economy. And also, I'm very excited to hear about your prizes and what people could win if they build on your platform and how they would do that. So let's start from the top. Tell us about your background. And then let's get to Bitfari. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for that kind introduction, Albert. Thank you so much. I go way back. I started coding professionally when I was 13 years old. That was with mainframes using COBOL. So I go way back. My first super complex software development job was when I was 18, 19 years old, coding with Oracle at a financial firm. So that's why I started my thing with finance, my romance with finance, which has went over for decades. And I got into advertising in my 20s. I was 21 years old. I actually started working for a London-based company with operations in Cairo, Egypt, called the Tarek for Publishing, where I had one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. I was working the only free media of Egypt, which was called Teen Stuff Magazine. So it was a decentralized organization. Since Free Press is blocked, they started a social media model where people write in their own articles, and those got circulated as a magazine via mail, just to go over all of the government restrictions. So, been working in finance and advertising for a long time. Started my own firm when I was 23, then got to the States in my 30s, got a lot of grants and a lot of scholarships and a lot of support from the US government. That's how I got my green card and eventual citizenship. It's been fascinating starting all of these companies and becoming a pioneer is really very special. Like building what nobody else is and starting something out is very special because you get to hang out with people that do it for the passion and not necessarily for the money. And that's how you bring about change. So really excited to be here, and it's been a great journey so far. I think you're muted. Probably, yeah. Still nothing. Can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So yeah, you have such an amazing background. Now, I hear. So actually, before you did Bitfari, you already got your feet wet with the advertisement industry. You started your own company, traveled around the world a little bit, and you ended up in the US, right? And now you're quite modest. You said that you actually came up with this idea for Bitfari when you're learning about Stacks blockchain through the Princeton program. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I was doing this course in Princeton. It was called Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency Technologies. We got to build our own blockchain. It was a very amazing program. Actually, they have now a program for DeFi, which I'm going to share the information with the viewers later. It's a free program. They are putting all of the slides and videos for free online, and it will be great for the audience to consume that content. I got into Stacks essentially because these are the most accomplished people building in the most solid field in crypto. So these are some of the most accomplished and well-trained PhDs and scientists from Princeton, from MIT, that have come together to build the best possible tech stack to run on Bitcoin, which is the most solid platform and the most decentralized platform in crypto. I believe in doing things well, and I believe in doing them well the first time. That's how things scale. People in the Ethereum space have built large platforms, but they have caught a lot of corners. And you see with the merge last year that they had to roll back a lot of things. And that's gonna keep going on. That's gonna keep going on. Whereas Bitcoin has been building, has this history of building with elephant steps, taking the most solid steps, building right the first time, and avoiding as many changes as possible. That's how you build something that scales to the level that Bitcoin has. And that's why, despite all of its functionality and associated apps, Ethereum hasn't overtaken Bitcoin in market cap yet. Just think about that. Ethereum has so many apps and still cannot, overtake Bitcoin in terms of market
It's not
cap.
even half, right? It's not even half.
Exactly. Because what matters is not what you build, but what you build right. That's the kind of skills.
It's not how much you build, is about the quality and how.
Exactly.
So let's cut into Bitfari, because that Bitfari is such a awesome innovation. I want the whole world to know about it. So this is your opportunity to tell people about Bitfari, right? And after that, I'd like to hear your version of the sustainable Bitcoin economy. Like, what's your vision with this?
Yeah. So I guess everything goes back to the Stone Age. Sticks and stones to kill stuff and build stuff, and then we discover fire, and then metal, and then agriculture, and then industrialization of the planet. And now we are living in the attention economy, where the biggest companies are Google, Facebook, everything that has to deal with attention. And we even had an attention president like 4 years ago, somebody that built his career based on the attention gathering. Attention is really important. It's one of the things that we monetize the most as humans, and it's how we do information brokerage, and it's how we do manpower brokerage. So before getting somebody to actually come in and help you, you have to persuade that person first. So it tends to give fruition to the fact that attention is important, trading it is really important, and getting people attention is really valuable. So when we created the internet, the first thought was, how do we monetize this? And there was no better way to monetize the internet in its initial days than through attention, showing ads, putting banners on web pages. Still one of the biggest businesses. That's how Google makes its money. That's how Facebook is making its money. And now we have this blockchain economy where we are monetizing the blockchain economy by fees and block space and all of that. But we have to be cognizant of the fact that most of developers are not going to have the time, the manpower, or the knowledge to sprint out their own blockchains. So it's not like we're going to have thousands or hundreds of thousands of blockchains. We're going to have a limited number of L1s and L2s, probably in the hundreds or thousands. And these blockchains will cater to technical preferences. If you want a stack that is built with a decidable language with clarity, then you use stacks. If you want a stack so that you can code in Solidity, then you use Ethereum. If you want something that has been proven by the biggest number of academic entities in the planet, maybe you use Cardano. But what if you cannot use you cannot make your own blockchain and you still want to monetize your Web3 app? An easy way to do it is by monetizing with ads. And that's where Bitfari comes in. We provide yield, advertising yield, that you can turn into stacks, Bitcoin, or other cryptocurrencies and distribute to your users for using your app. And we have a developer section in our website. Just go to bitfari.org/developers. And there you can find all the information of how we create this yield, how we distribute it, and how your app can benefit from all of the yield that we are getting distributing ads. Essentially, what we do is that we make contracts with billboard companies, and we affiliate directly billboards and screens, and we show ads on those screens. Via the contract, we have discounts on showing those ads, and we pay users for their attention. So that's where the yield comes from. The nice thing about this yield is that impressions on billboard networks are on a per display basis. You don't need to wait for a click to get yield. Every time an ad is shown, yield is made. We also have platforms like our digital land platform where people can mint NFTs, they can mint digital land, and all of those transactions generate yield. So every time somebody mints an NFT in our platform, that's yield. Every time somebody creates a new asset, that's yield. Every time somebody audits an ad, that is curation and quality for the network. So we have now a platform where multiple times per day, yield is created, and then multiple times per month, that yield is distributed. You can hook in your apps to our network, take that yield, pass it on to your users, and pay them for their attention. We think that people's attention is valuable. It's one of the most important commodities that we have. Actually, the most important commodity that we have is time, and second to that, our attention. And we think that users should be compensated for it. And we think it's the second best way to compensate people in the Web3 economy. First way will be transaction fees, paying for the block space. Second way will be the way we are doing it traditionally in Web2. That's not gonna go away. People are gonna get paid for their attention, and people that show ads and want to trade that attention are gonna pay developers to be shown by the users of their apps. So if you're a developer that has an app that is nice, or you have an idea for an app, think about monetization, because that's something that your investors are going to think about, and that is something that can help your team. And we think that Bitfari is a technology that can help you achieve better monetization with a few lines of code.
Let me get this straight, because that was amazing. It almost looks like what you've done is you've taken advertisement, decentralized it, and you've taken advertisement space and you fractionalize it. Number one, right? So so when we so before it was like all together. So now you've broken it apart. It's on the blockchain, and you re-envision a new way. And before the advertisement dollar was going to a centralized entity, now you're taking that, reward. Basically, people are advertising is basically paying people for their attention, right? So you've taken that money and you redistribute it. Like you re-envision the ecosystem, redistribute to that the money generated from attention, right? And so that creates a new structure, a new form of advertisement, right? Is that sort of what's happening here?
It opens up a Pandora's box for Web3 monetization. And it's a nice way to monetize your apps, and it's a nice way to provide users with some unique selling proposition, with some differentiation. Come and use my app. It's still not as good as Google's app. It's still not as good as Facebook app, but I'm gonna pay you some crypto for using my app. And with that, you can scale your app and bring in a typical type of user that is the early adopter that comes from a global jurisdiction, that for whom the crypto yield is significant. So if you want to expand your app, it's definitely one of the best ways to do it, because it's pretty easy to integrate. It's pretty easy to bring in our platform with yours. And if you want to integrate more deeply and tightly, we also have some of the best documentations on Stacks. We have a section where we do videos about each contract. All of our contracts are commented. We have multiple GitHub repos. Most of our technology is open source. We have narrated exercises and over 200 volunteers that can help you make this happen. I have a presentation here. I don't know if I can show it. Maybe that could help some people understand a little bit more.
Yeah, we got a few minutes.
Okay.
Can you make the presentation like within 5 minutes? Because I
can
want
make it. Yeah,
I want to get into your we have to leave some time to get into your wish list ideas. So maybe if you could try to summarize the presentation in 3 minutes, and then we'll have a good solid 5 minutes for your wish list ideas, and then you can, because you're also doing a session next week, right, on how to actually turn these ideas to life during the hackathon. That's going to be really exciting.
So let me just click on share screen. Still not.
Here. All right. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, just gave it to you.
And then let me just put perfect, and should be good to go. Can you see my screen?
Looks beautiful.
Thank you. So, we have this problem with billboards. It's the most decentralized advertising medium, but it's severely broken and so very expensive for a lot of people. We have all these big companies that are monetizing, making a lot of money through advertising. And then we have new use cases with Hulu, which is allowing people to place ads on TV, paying less. And we also have the case study of BAT, which is a cryptocurrency running on the Ethereum blockchain. But we don't have anything similar that runs on Bitcoin. And Bitfari wants to do that. So the Bitfari project is very simple. We take yield from billboards. This is actually one of our billboards in Times Square. We have 6 billboards in Times Square, and we have 2 in Wall Street, 3,000 in Canada and the US, and we are connected to over 250,000 globally. So if you want a billboard, and it's a digital billboard, most likely our network is connected to it. So, if you want to run an ad, we can run an ad anywhere. We also have a product called the Digital Lamp, where we can show ads on AR platforms and online. And what we want people to do in the hackathon is to do either a low complexity project, medium complexity project, or high complexity project. You can sort of pick your destiny. If you want to do a low complexity project, you can do a dashboard that connects to our platform or the Stacks platform. And we're going to do like a drill on how to do a dashboard. Multiple dashboards have been created on our platform. You can do like SQL-based platforms, dashboards that take information and do like a business intelligence dashboard about the figures of our network. You can do a geo-based platform. For example, this one is showing how many AR screens we have minted. This one is, you can do this with the OSM platform. We'll show you how to do that in Monday's presentation as well. So this will be like a medium thing. If you want to go like, like complex and do a high complexity project, we'll show you like the APIs and the clarity code and how to connect to our platform. We'll show you all of the functions so that you can extract yield from our platform and then put it into yours, so that you can mint properties and do nice things with our platform, and you can see how flexible it is. So that's it. That's what I wanted to show people about the platform. Yeah, I guess that was like 1 minute or 2, right? The other part of my presentation are my wish list of what I want people to build on Bitcoin.
Yeah, please let's see the wish list, because if I understand you correctly, you've plugged into a network of billboards, and you've enabled a blockchain protocol, and then if people build on it, they could leverage these assets, right, in a Web3 crypto way. Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
Super.
yeah. So it's a very popular platform. In less than a year, we've gotten more than 10,000 followers across accounts. We have a pretty lively Discord community. As I said before, over 2,000 volunteers, over 25,000 NFTs minted, yield is being generated every day, ads are being shown every day. Right now, we are focused on getting high ticket clients into the platform so that the numbers go up. We are listed in 2 exchanges. They are DEXs, and we are planning to work to list on centralized exchanges as well. So it's been very exciting. And the most exciting thing is seeing volunteers engage with the platform on a daily basis. So my wish list for things to build on Bitcoin as it relates to DeFi, I think that if you want to do something on DeFi, you should be thinking about Bitcoin. The most stable platform is where you have the biggest potential, you have less competition on Bitcoin, The ecosystem is full with intelligent people, so there's a lot of room for recruiting people or partnering with somebody. And they share this mindset of decentralization, and they share this mindset of building things right the first time. So that's what you want. So my first, obviously, my first desire is for people to integrate Ideal, to integrate BeFi into the platform. So obviously I will put that as number one. Number two, I would say go for ordinals, monetization, inscription of ordinals. I think if you could find a way of monetizing ordinals and generating deal off of them, since close to 1 million ordinals have already been inscribed, it's very important to give Bitcoin users the ability to earn yield from their ordinals. So that's going to be an incredibly hot market. And with our solution, you can also create digital land apps. These are like local apps, geographically targeted apps that can be monetized with these locally distributed billboards. So we're gonna do demos on Monday. We're gonna share code, share the repos. We're gonna do Q&A on Monday. And let me see. Okay. I'm gonna share the link of the free Princeton course. And I want to make people aware that they can make solutions or synthetics with stacks that generates Bitcoin yield with every transaction. And I also wanted to point that they can bring CeFi solutions to DeFi using cases where Bitcoin beats Ethereum. Let me just give an example of that. This is a firm. It's a company that allows you to make payments in installments. This is obviously a CeFi application. It discontinued its cryptocurrency offering last month. So you can take this opportunity and make finance payments in basic installments using Bitcoin and stacks. So it's a really, really good opportunity for building something simple, quick, and easy that could one day be a multi-billion-dollar company. And there are lots of opportunities like this.
Oh yeah. Buy now, pay later is a massive opportunity. That's one of the Bitcoin startup ideas that need to be built before the next Bitcoin halving, and we have that earmarked as a unicorn level idea. Thanks for sharing that with us, Jordhy, and we are really looking forward to your technical crash course next week. Thank you for the teaser. It looks like a lot of these things, once they build it, it could go beyond the hackathon, and it could actually create yield and revenue very fast, because your platform is already creating revenue. So now you're letting other people plug into that, right? So it's a win-win situation. This is an entrepreneur's dream. So with that said, I hope that was very inspirational to the crowd. And next week, Jordhy's going to come back on, and the master himself is going to share with you how to get started and set you up with a win. And of course, Jordhy has some prizes lined up, right? Some prizes lined up. And in addition to that, he also has generously offered his time, which I think is more valuable than the prizes, honestly, from my opinion. But you could be you could decide, but if you want to be in the race, you have to complete a project. Come to Jordhy's technical crash course next week and start building. We're really looking forward to the innovations that you guys are going to make. Any last words of encouragement, Jordhy, before we jump?
I just want to tell people that are joining today and that have probably never coded anything big in their lives. I just want to tell them that you can do it. We want to help you. And the size of your innovation doesn't depend on the size of your brain. It depends on the number of users that you get. So even if you don't feel like an Einstein, and even if you're just starting out, I started out in stacks 2 years ago, and everybody helped me. Bridger helped me, Bryce helped me, everybody helped me. Everybody shared their code with me, long sessions. The stack swap people are working with me in the early mornings. I'm so grateful that so many people helped me in this community, and we want to do the same for you. So if you're just new blockchain, we're here to help you.
I love it. You're taking the good deeds that you got before and you're passing it forward. I love that. That is a successful innovators and entrepreneurs mindset. So thank you for sharing that. And I think that's a perfect note to end it. And I am looking forward to next week when you have your crash course, and then a week later when people turn their assignments. I bet there's going to be some awesome stuff. Thank you, Jordhy.
Thanks, Albert.
Talk to
Thank
you
you.
soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.